You're listening to Witch Wednesdays, your weekly podcast source for all things witchcraft in the modern world. Join your hosts, Steph and Tara, every Wednesday morning as they dive into a new witchy topic. Welcome back to Witch Wednesdays. This is Steph.
And this is Tara.
And you are listening to episode 49, Witchy Gift Ideas.
You guys, so many witchy gift ideas.
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas for you. Obviously, the holiday season is coming up. Lots of holidays across many religions are celebrated at this time because it is the winter solstice. So Tara and I celebrate Yule, which we are very excited about.
So excited, guys.
And gift giving is associated with Yule as well as Christmas and Hanukkah and all of those things. So we thought it would be fun to just collect some of our favorite gift ideas for witches. So this could be if you have a witch in your life that you are looking for a gift idea for, or if you're just trying to think of what you want to ask for the holidays and there's something on this list that sparks something for you, that's great because a lot of these things are things that are on our own wish list.
I'll be honest, when Steph said we were going to do this episode, I literally just started looking for presents I wanted for myself, and I added some to
this. That's what I do too, because my birthday and Yule are a month apart, so
exactly a month apart, guys.
Yeah, I get all of my gifts in this time of year, so I have a pretty long wish list going. I'm not like super big on gifts in general, but it is my husband's love language, so he shows it by giving gifts. So I always end up with stuff and I'm like, well, that should at least be stuff that I want, so here's my list.
She keeps a running list throughout the year so that whenever he's feeling like he did something bad, he can give her a gift. And I've seen it, guys. He literally is like, I saw it on your list, I got it for you.
Yep, he does that all the time.
He does.
It usually corresponds with like when he orders something for himself, like he ordered the newest Xbox or something that just came out.
PlayStation?
No, one's an Xbox. He ordered the new PlayStation 2, but that hasn't come in yet. I don't know when it's coming. But he ordered the new Xbox as well, and that's supposed to be coming today. And he's like, by the way, there's a giant Xbox package that's coming. I'm like, to go with all the other Xboxes that we have? This is great.
I was going to say, you guys have more gaming systems than like an arcade.
We have like every single one. And we have arcade games too. Yeah. So yes, when he does that, then he also buys something off of my list. So I keep the running list going. So a lot of these things that we are going to talk to you about today are things that are on our own wish lists.
And some of these things we've talked about before in different episodes as well. So,
oh yes. So we're going to go down the list. This is in no particular order, just the order that we thought them up. But obviously the first one that we want to start with is books. Books are a great idea as, you know, a witchy gift because there are so many different types of books that you can get. Mm-hmm. And in general, just picking out some sort of witchcraft book, if you know that somebody is, say, a green witch, and getting, you know, some book about herbs or something shows that you really know and understand the person, which always makes for a great gift.
Yes. That's always what you want in a gift, is to show that it's for an individual. I am a big proponent on not buying gifts just to give someone something. Like, I'm sorry if I don't get you a birthday gift, but maybe you have everything you need, or I couldn't find something for you. I'd rather make something that shows that I know you, like, than just get you a crappy gift because I had $20 that I needed to spend on you. So, sorry, that's my little gift.
I agree.
Don't just buy gifts to buy gifts.
I agree. So
unless you live with a toddler, because then toddlers need gifts.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. They want gifts. They want things. Anyway.
So there are a lot of different places that you can get witchcraft books from. We have an Amazon store that we've linked before. I think it's linked someplace on our website as well. So you can see all of our, and on our Instagram. So you can see all of our favorite books that we've recommended throughout the different episodes. Those are all in one place. Everything that we could find on Amazon is linked there. And obviously we've talked about a wide variety of topics for different, you know, types of witches and types of witchcraft. So there are a lot of options there that you can find.
Yes.
And you can definitely go into different occult shops. I have one here that I love. Tara has one that she loves too, but not as many books there. I think.
No, there's way more in yours. I visited her and we got to go to the bookstore and it was amazing, guys. I may have just circled around, not touching books because there's a pandemic, but staring very intently at them for quite a while.
Yeah, so that's a great option to go to if you aren't really sure what the best book is in a kind of category and you're looking for a specific, type of witch or witchcraft. Then just asking the store owners there, they know all of their inventory and they've read it all and they know what the best ones are. So they could definitely recommend you something for, beginner to advanced of what you're looking for in a certain category.
And I always, if I'm going to go this route, I always ask the shop owner or whoever's working there, like, this is the person I'm buying for. What would help them get to the next step, or what would be really good, a deep dive on their favorite topic, or because they'll not only know their inventory, but a lot of times they'll know based on their experience and their own practice, like what fits what person. So a lot of times it's just a matter of describing the person you're giving the gift to.
And we're going to put a corresponding blog post up on witchwednesdays.com, and I will link, when we talk about specific things, I will link to those. And I will also link to my local occult store because they do have most of their books online available for shipping to anywhere in the United States. So if you're interested in that.
So I live in Iowa and my local occult store does not do that. So we probably won't link to mine.
Yeah. Anything specific we talk about that we can link to, we will do that on the website.
Yes.
Hopefully the same day that this blog post or this podcast episode goes live, but sometimes it takes us a couple of days to get the blog post up, but we're going to try.
And thank you everyone for your patience during this time, because things I know are happening and things in our personal lives are happening, and it all comes together in 2020.
I know, right? This year, man.
Right? Seriously.
So the next up on the list is tarot and oracle cards.
Before we move on, I do want to say there is a new 2021 herbal almanac and it's beautiful and I want it. It's on my personal list. So I wanted to do a plug for that real quick because it looks amazing.
We will definitely link to that too.
Yeah, just so you know. Okay, now we can move on.
So tarot and oracle cards. I have always bought them for myself, but a lot of witches believe that you should get your first tarot deck gifted to you from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be a really great gift idea. I've always purchased them myself, and all of my tarot and oracle cards have come from a company called the Threads of Fate.
They're beautiful, guys.
They're beautiful. They are pricey, so it's a big gift. I think they're like $70 or $80 depending on which deck you go with. So it's a big gift. But I love them. They're so pretty. They've got like gilded edges, and they have like holographic. Some are gold, silver, like whatever.
They sparkle.
Yeah, they sparkle. They're really pretty, and they have really good energy. They're super accurate for me, like right out of the box. So I personally love them. And they come in like a sturdy cardboard box to store them in. So I highly recommend them, and everybody who I talked to has also loved them. So I definitely recommend those, and I will link them. But again, occult shops and everything have tarot and oracle cards. So you can just go in and see which ones call to you.
And if you're gifting it to someone else, do go with something pretty. I mean, maybe not as expensive as Steph's, but you're not going to necessarily get the right energy right away. You might, but if it's for someone else, always go with pretty. Just
we like pretty.
We like pretty. There's also some really useful ones out there. I know we talked about there's like an herbal deck where you kind of not only have the tarot, but it teaches you about different herbs. There's ones like that for crystals. So if they have a specific interest too, you can incorporate that into the tarot deck.
Next on our list is, of course, crystals.
Take it away, Steph.
So if you know that your witch friend is into crystals, this is a great, easy option to just pick up a couple of different ones. If they're just starting out, then obviously like clear quartz, rose quartz, amethyst, citrine, things like that are all like the ones that we talked about as being like the top 10 are great places to start. So they can, start a collection. But if they already have a collection, then you might want to go for some of the ones that are not as common and are still like very useful. But there's some that are either bigger or not, are more rare. So they cost a little bit more. You can get something like a solid, big chunk of amethyst that we talked about that like people like to use in their home decor, but you can also get ones that are just not as common, maybe cost a little bit more, like malachite or something, because those are still really useful, and witches who love crystals love to grow their collection.
I'll be honest, if I need to get a gift for Steph and I haven't talked to her about it, a crystal is a safe bet.
Oh, yes. And even if it's like one that I already like, I have multiples of the same kind of crystal. So even if it's one that I already have, I like having, more than one amethyst, because maybe I'm using one, in a spell bottle someplace. And then I want to do a different type of spell. Then I don't want to take that crystal out that's like doing something.
It's already working hard. She needs a new one.
Yes. Like if I do a, salt protection bowl for my home, I leave that out, for a good month. And I usually put pyrite in it. So if my pyrite is busy in my little bowl, I need to have a backup if I want to do some other sort of spell work using pyrite. So even backups are good. Crystals, all the time crystals.
Right? All the crystals.
Yes, there are lots of places that you can find them online, on Etsy. They're easy to find in person. I think it's one of those things that even outside of occult shops are very easy to find because they're very popular now.
Yes. We have made this warning before, though. If you see a deal that's too good to be true, this crystal is probably not what it's being marketed as. So just keep, I mean, deals are great. Don't get me wrong, but be a little leery if.
Correct. And we have a whole episode on that. So
yeah,
if you need to go back for a refresher.
It was a bonus episode, but just to be a little leery on if the price is too good to be true, there's probably a reason why.
Next up on the list are candles. Of course, candles are useful for a variety of types of magic. So we love candles.
Love candles. You can get different scents. You can get different colors. I did want to do a plug for Modern Magics, and it's spelled with an X at the end instead of C. These are home poured, hand poured candles. They have different seasonal ones, and every Sabbath has its own scents. There's herbs in them. There's crystals in them. I'm obsessed with them. So I just wanted to do a plug for them. They have their own Etsy store. The only issue I've ever had with them is because they're all hand poured, they sometimes run out, but I love them. I just want to throw that out there. I've given gifts to different witches in my life of these. No one's ever been like, I don't want that. Ever. Like,
we all have use for candles.
Well, and these all smell so good. They also make the wax melts, but I don't like those as much because I like fire. So
yeah, you do.
I love fire. Steph is always reminding me, like, did you leave a candle on? And I'm like, maybe.
So the next two on the list kind of go together, and that would be oils and an oil diffuser if they don't already have one.
So I'm one of those weird witches and human beings that I love oils, and I do not have an oil diffuser. So if they don't have an oil diffuser, but you want to get them started on oils, one good thing that you can do is you just take like a Q-tip and you put a drop of oil on a light bulb. And then every time they turn on the light, it burns the oils.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes the room smell pretty, and it saves you the cost of an oil diffuser. It's not as prevalent. It's not going to infuse the entire room right away like an oil diffuser would, but I like it.
And I use oils in many different ways. So I do like to have a diffuser, just that's, scented, makes the whole room smell good. Pretty. But I also use oils just to like dress a candle. We've talked about
dressing
that.
Candles too.
Yeah. And to put into spell bottles and things, just using like different oil blends for that. So I have many uses for oils across the board. So, but a diffuser is still nice, and it's kind of a nice way to package a gift if you're just going
Yes.
with oils, to get like a little starter set of maybe 5 different types of oils and package that with a little diffuser. Makes a really cute gift.
And I will mention this again and again, but peppermint is amazing. I
That is
love
a good one.
peppermint oils. They're useful in spell work. They're amazing for allergies.
And very appropriate for this time of year. It's
And they
associated with
smell
Yule,
the
obviously, and
same.
Christmas, of course, and, candy canes and everything. So yeah, peppermint is very festive.
It's very festive, and it's a great starter oil. If someone's just getting into oils, they will find a use for it. And if someone's into oils, they probably have peppermint, but a backup never hurt anybody.
No. We go through them pretty quick.
Yeah, I buy them at least every December. At least.
Next on our list is, of course, incense. I recommend this one that you know that your witch uses them, because I don't
Yes.
like incense, but Tara does.
I love incense, but so oils have so many different uses, and they're great, and they smell awesome, and you can use them to dress candles. Incense are a little less versatile, and you have to be careful you don't fall into the hole of buying all the incense, and then the person doesn't need that many incense. I'll be honest, I totally have 50 cones of incense. I have not bought incense in 3 years, so this is what's left.
Yeah.
Because for a while I really liked incense, and everyone gave me incense for my birthday, for Yule, for Christmas, for a Sabbath. So they're great. I love them. But they're not as versatile as oils.
Yeah, don't go through them as fast as you think you do. So incense could be definitely a really great gift and really useful, but don't go crazy. Maybe like 5 sticks or a couple cones or something, depending on how they burn their incense.
Yeah, and if you're gonna get someone just a starter pack, I would definitely recommend the stick incense rather than cones. They're just a faster burn. It's kind of a nice way to dip your feet in, and there's some really pretty incense holders for the sticks that you can get and kind of package it all pretty as a gift.
Correct. And along with that, we also recommend cleansing sticks. Yay! So we talked about those in doing a home cleanse where you can get Palo Santo or bundles of rosemary or something like that you light and cleanse your home with the smoke from that, which is a very nice gift. A lot of people do home cleanse like we talked about when we do that for around Samhain, Mabon, just because that's considered the witch's New Year, and we like to clear everything out before that comes. But a lot of people do, celebrate and acknowledge the traditional New Year of January 1st. So getting some sort of cleansing sticks for Yule is perfect to then do that right before the 1st and go into the New Year of 2021 fresh, which
we need.
I don't know if I have that high of hopes for it, guys, to be honest. I'm not sure anything is better than it was in March.
That was a lot of deep sighs. Anyway.
So who knows, but I would say that some cleansing sticks to get rid of 2020 energy is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we all need to do that.
Group project. Let's clean the world.
Which group project?
Yes.
Another great gift idea then, outside of all of those scented things, moving on, is jewelry. This is a Tara favorite.
I don't know if you can hear, but I may be playing in my jewelry right now in the background. Anyway, so depending on if they're in the broom closet or not, jewelry is a great gift. So a lot of these, you can make a gift for people in the broom closet or not, but a lot of the books, it's kind of, if you're doing like a gift exchange or in any kind of group setting, which you probably shouldn't, but if you do, it's kind of hard to hide like the Witch's Almanac. Saying, oh, I thought you might like this to read if they're in the broom closet. That's kind of a difficult gift. But there's so many pieces of jewelry that are beautiful, that have stones in them, that have meanings that you can anoint, that you can bless, that they're really good, versatile gifts. And then if they're not in the broom closet, guys, there's so much cool jewelry out there. When we went to the witch store together, I was looking at the jewelry and stuff's like, do you need jewelry? And I literally had everything in the case.
I was like, Tara, do you need one more pentacle necklace? I swear to God.
I have matching earrings and rings, but there are so many really nice handcrafted pentacles and phases of the moon and stars. I've got these really cool dangly earrings that actually weave through your ears, and they've got a star on one end, and they've got like a little dangles of the moon phases, and so it looks kind of like the whole moon phase goes around your ear. Sorry, there's a lot of information there, but there are so many good pieces of jewelry. And this one is, you can find anywhere. Like, you might not be able to find the moon phases at your local grocery store, but I almost guarantee there's going to be a section of jewelry that has stones. Like,
Right.
They're everywhere anymore. They're super popular. So it's a really easy gift to locate and then personalize. What is happening in their life? Do they need a specific stone to clean out the energy, to inspire them, for prosperity? There's so many options here, guys, for both in the broom closet and out of the broom closet. And I love jewelry. And if anyone wants to give me jewelry, I love jewelry.
And I think it's a nice option too, if you are just sort of looking at witchy gift ideas, but aren't necessarily gifting it to a witch. So for example, jewelry would be a good one to give to both my sisters-in-law that are not witches, but I can choose a stone that I think that they need in their life and then charm it to be protective. So every time they wear it, they have my protection charm on them. They don't know that. I don't have to tell them that. I mean, I probably would tell them that just because they know that I do this. But, even if they didn't, every time they would wear it, they would have my sort of protection charm or love charm or something on there. That would be activated every time that they put it on. So that's kind of a nice thing if you have, family members that you would want to do that for, to, protect them when they go out in the world, but don't necessarily want to hey, here's my witchy gift for you. They wouldn't really know if you just bought them a nice, pretty necklace with a crystal, maybe their birthstone or something in there.
So also on that same theme, lava stones are becoming really popular. And this is a great gift to give with essential oils, because you put a drop of essential oil on it, it sinks into the lava rock, and then it diffuses over the next week or so. So if you want to give a gift and help them calm, or, whatever it is, lava stones and essential oils go together like PB&J. It's great.
And they wouldn't necessarily know that you have witchy intentions associated with it. Not anything negative, obviously, but just that you're giving them love or protection or something. Even if they are not a witch themselves, they can still benefit from your magic in that gift.
And some of them are very plain and some of them are really ornate. But I gave a friend of mine who's in construction lava stone bracelet. It's just a plain black, simple bracelet. You can wear it, hide it under shirts, whatever. But you can put essential oils in there, and he was having really bad headaches, so I made him essential oil mix, and he could wear it. No one made fun of him for wearing it, but it worked really well. And so things like that, I think, jewelry, man, jewelry.
When going into another thing that Tara completely loves
Jewelry
is a teapot and loose tea.
Okay, so I have multiple things for this one. So in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, you would not expect this, but we have a corner store apothecary. They are fabulous. If you have any type of apothecary in your area, go there. Visit them, talk to them. They will order in bulk for me any kind of tea that I want. They do their own blends. They're amazing. We might put the link up, but we might not, because you can't order from them and have it shipped anywhere, but I love them.
We do have other listeners in Iowa, though, so we'll link it for you in Iowa.
Cedar Rapids area, the Nugo District corner store apothecary, love them.
Most decent sized cities have something similar. We definitely have that here in Chicago. But tea is incredibly popular. So
Yes.
a lot of decent sized cities will have something similar to what she's talking about. So it should be easy to find.
There's also just straight up tea shops. So they used to have a storefront. They don't currently. Coronavirus, thank you. But exploringtea.com, I highly recommend checking them out. They do not only signature blends, but they'll make individual blends for you, and they do ship internationally. So like you can say, I want 8 ounces of lavender Earl Grey tea, and they will send it to you. And it comes with how much tea to use, how long to steep it, everything. And I'm seriously like staring at it right now because I did order this. It's got dried lavender from their own gardens in it. I love them. Also, I would suggest checking out Tamed Wild. If you have not, they have a whole artisan tea section, and they will send you little samples. And sometimes you just want to try things.
Exactly. But yes, picking some, different blends along with nice little teapots or maybe some teacups or something like that is a great gift idea.
And teapots can be so beautiful, guys.
There's so many cute ones out there.
Okay, so I've started giving away my teapot collection because when I got up to 50, it was time to downsize from there.
I don't even know where you would fit 50 teapots in your condo.
That's the problem.
No
they
idea.
were literally in boxes. I had 2 full, big storage tubs full of teapots and matching tea sets. And so I've been giving them away because there's no way a single person living by themselves with a dog needs that many. But I'm currently having hibiscus mint tea.
I love hibiscus tea. It's so good for you.
It's so good for you. And the mint just gives it a nice little. But yeah, guys, teapots, they're beautiful. But beware a little bit on, you don't need a teapot to make tea. Like, you can get just a tea strainer. There are now strainer spoons, which I'm obsessed with. I literally sent Steph photos of them. Like, this one's great. This one's not as great. This one's amazing.
She did. We have been thinking ahead to all the different Sabbath boxes that we're going to offer in 2021. We already, had the episode about that, telling you, all what to expect, but we've actually been, planning out the contents for the different boxes throughout the year. And one of them, we definitely want to do a tea blend and then some sort of infuser to go with that in case you don't have one. And she was sending me all of the options. I was like, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know. You're just going to have to
I sent multiple photos, and then I was trying to send her videos to show her how they worked. And she's like, I get it. It's a strainer.
So yes, big fan of tea over there too.
I love tea. When I used to live in Chicago, I had 6 cabinets in my condo. It was very small, or my apartment. It was very small, and one entire cabinet was just tea. You're welcome, world.
And we do follow a couple of witches on Instagram that have tea related shops. There's the Tea Oracle and Tea Phases. So we are definitely going to link those because they have a lot of different options as well. So
yeah,
it's nice to also buy from small business fellow witches and support what they're doing, because that has strong magical intentions associated with those teas. So that's just a really nice thing to do this time of year. Support your fellow witches. So we're gonna do that. We are gonna link them. And we've also talked about in our tea episode, we talked about how there is a cup. So if you wanted to do tea leaf readings, if you want to, look into that, if the witch you're gifting to is interested in learning about that type of divination, there's books that you can package with it. And after that episode went live, a fellow witch actually reached out to us and is offering something similar. She has her own product of the teacup and saucer and things. So we're definitely going to link her as well.
Yeah. So with my love of tea, you would think I'd be really into the tea divination, and that's a 2021 goal, guys. I'll talk about that more in 2021 when I actually start it.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating, and I love for other people to read my tea leaves, but that's not something that is in my wheelhouse. And I think even if I studied it, it's not something I would ever be great at. It's just not the way my mind works, which is fine.
I was gonna
Everybody
say,
has
we'll
different.
see how it goes when I start actually studying it.
I mean, everybody has like different skill sets and stuff. So, I mean, I think it's super interesting and fascinating, but just not something that's in my personal wheelhouse. But
yeah, divination tends to not be in my personal wheelhouse, but we're gonna try and see just because I love tea so much.
but we will talk a little bit more about that because our very last episode this year, which is in like 4 episodes, guys, so at the end of this month, our very last one is going to be like a year-end wrap-up and then what's coming in 2021. So we're going to talk, about our witchy goals too, just to share those ideas with you. So next up on our gift ideas list is something that's very useful if you are a kitchen witch or green witch or something, and that is a mortar and pestle.
Guys, love these.
Tara's also a big fan. I use them. I have it, but if you don't have one, then that's a really great gift idea. I can hear Bobo.
Sorry. Yeah.
Making his toy.
He decided to wake up and he brought over a squeaky toy for me. And
that's a good gift idea if you've got witches with dogs, little squeaky toys.
Or you can make magical treats.
That too.
Dried pumpkin, guys, or any kind of pumpkin. Anyway, sorry if you can hear him going.
So yeah, mortar and pestle in the kitchen is a great idea. They have a wide variety of types, and
there's so many
different price points. So obviously, if you're getting one that's pure marble, it's going to run you a pretty penny. But there are a lot of options that are obviously less expensive.
Yes, and I just wanted to do a personal note. So soapstone is very popular and it works really well. It's affordable. There's really pretty ones out there. It will wear down over time, but marble won't. But I've had my soapstone one for 10 years and I haven't had an issue. Like, you can see a little bit where I've used it, but it's not like there's a hole that the herbs fall through. Another thing that you might want to be leery of is some of the wood ones are beautiful. Like, don't get me wrong, they're gorgeous. But if you are doing anything with like a juicy, watery herb, it can actually stain the wood or soak in. And then the next time you use it, your previous herb is going to get mixed in with whatever it is you're grinding up. So, not saying don't get them, but.
And my parents have the marble one, and it looks like the day they bought it, probably 40 years ago. Yeah. So I mean, yes, it is more of a investment, but if it's something that that you're going to use in your practice, or the witch you're buying for is going to use in their practice, it might be worth it to invest in something like that as a very nice gift idea, because it will last you for 50 plus years. Yeah. I think that thing will ever go out.
I was going to say, yeah, because I have a soapstone one and it's lasted pretty well for 10 years, but it's definitely starting to show some age.
Yeah, my parents barely shows any age and they use it quite a bit. So go figure.
Yeah. So there you go.
And along with that, buying herbs to go with it would be also a great idea. And herbs in general is a great witchy gift because it is something that for hearth witches, kitchen witches, green witches go through really fast. And even witches who, all other types of practices, you don't have to be a green witch to use herbs. Use them, all around, because you can dress candles with them. You can use them in spell bottles. You can use them in a bath. Like, there are lots of uses for herbs outside of the kitchen. So they are incredibly useful. And yeah, I go through rosemary and lavender. We had one of our patrons, Lisa, thanks Lisa, send us a package of beautiful lavender. I can't even tell you. We love it so much. Oh my gosh.
I totally stole it some when I was at Steph's, just so you know.
Yes. Yeah. She sent us 2 huge bundles because she works on a lavender farm and it's just beautiful. And we had so much fun with it.
Yes.
But yes, mint, basil, rosemary, lavender. Those are kind of herbs that generally work for so many different things that witches go through them pretty quickly.
Yes.
So they're a nice gift on their own, but also if you're going to buy a mortar and pestle, that's a great gift to sort of package in there.
Yep.
Another gift idea that can go along with that is to get a bunch of those small spell bottles. So they have a lot of plastic ones that are pretty cheap, but they also have glass ones, obviously we prefer the glass just for, you know, the purposes of how it breaks down in the environment and can be recycled, because some people like to bury their spell bottles. You don't want to bury plastic, of course.
And I just don't like plastic. I feel like it interferes with things.
Yeah, it leaches things. I mean, sometimes plastic is, you know, the only option, but they have the small glass bottles for pretty inexpensive. And I will link some on Amazon that I use that aren't expensive at all. They're pretty cheap. But to get like a nice set of those for witches who like to do spell bottles and different sort of oil blends or herb blends, they're such a great place to store those. So that makes a very pretty gift, and they're so useful.
They're so useful, guys. Especially if someone's still in the broom closet. They have uses outside of witchcraft, but they're so useful in witchcraft.
Another great gift idea for the witch who is interested in divination is to gift a pendulum and a mat to use it with.
Even if they're not that interested in divination, this is such an easy one to use. I have one.
Yeah, I love using a pendulum when I've shown this on our Patreon videos, but I like using it when I'm putting something together. So in herb blend, or when I do like the cell protection bowl, I ask the pendulum if I've included enough of an ingredient, and swings one way for yes and swings the other way for no. So I know exactly how much to add to the different things. So that is the main way that I use it, but using it with mats is a lot of fun because there's more options than just yes and no. So that's a good gift idea to package them together.
Also, guys, I'm going to try and do a video of my witch drawer because I keep pulling things out as we're talking about them. Like, oh, I have that. Oh, here's mine. Oh, here's mine. Like, not that you can see me during this. Eventually, we might do a video of how active I am during these podcasts. I'm pretty sure Steph just sits there and like, do, and I cannot sit still.
I do just sit here.
I do not. I've been in like 4 different rooms as we've talked.
And I have not moved off this couch. Nor has my dog.
Oh, my dog's obviously, you probably heard him earlier. He's been running every which way.
Nope. Me and my dog are quite content where we are. I have already posted a video on Patreon of my witch cabinet little box thing that I've got.
And I have
other than books, that's how I, carefully collect my supplies, because otherwise it can get really out of control. And I understand that. So the box is my limit. If it does not fit in my storage container, I cannot buy it unless something else is going to be leaving the collection. So that is how I contain all of my stuff. So yeah, that video is already on Patreon. It's been on there for a couple months. I think it's one of the first ones that I did. So if you're interested in all the stuff that I've collected.
I was going to say, I should probably showcase mine. I recently just took out a bunch of stuff, and I've decided that it's not witchy, it's just lifestyle. And so I have more space now to collect more witchy things.
I like how you did that. I see what you did there.
Right?
Oh, okay. We're almost to the end of this list. We have 4 more things that we're going to talk about.
Sorry, guys. We really are into gifts.
We really are into gifts. Notice that this is like the first episode at the beginning that I didn't say that this is going to be a short one, because it's not. I know
you didn't lie to yourself and our listeners.
I did not lie to myself or you guys today. So the next on the list is, of course, journals or books of shadows. There are
so
who
many.
doesn't love a good journal? I don't know. You're a crazy person.
Right?
I love getting fresh notebooks. It's like my favorite thing, even though I'm a lot of years removed from school. We're not going to talk about how many, like a decade, but that's okay.
We're not talking about it.
There's like something about like back to school season, and I'm like, look at all these like pens and notebooks. Everything makes me so happy. So journals are great. Just lined, blank journals. You can get any kind, any cover that speaks to you or that you want to get for your friend. And they also have dedicated, books of shadows or grimoires that have sort of a witchy themed cover. So there's a lot of them at occult shops. There's also a lot on Etsy that you can get really personalized.
I was gonna say, Etsy has some beautiful ones, guys. Like,
yes, I have a small one off of Etsy, that I use for a book of shadows, and that overview of it is also on Patreon if you haven't seen that yet. that went up like 2 weeks ago, I think. So just to, if you want to just see like what mine looks like. So I have that, smaller one, and it has a lot of like my basic information in it. And then I have a separate like lined journal that I just use as sort of tracking spell work. So when I do a new spell, I track kind of what time of day that it was, like what the ingredients were, and then like so I can like look back and see like, did this work the way that I wanted it to? Like, what do I need to tweak? Things like that. So I have two sort of working journals. And as Tara said, she keeps hers over the years, so the collection just grows. So it's an incredibly useful tool.
It really is, guys. And it doesn't have to, if you know they're wanting to keep a book of shadows, it doesn't have to be super witchy. Like when I was younger, I literally have one book of shadows that is a pink journal with a teddy bear on the cover, because that's what I have.
You're going to say unicorn.
Nope. It's a teddy bear. You're welcome, world. I have another one that is covered in black velvet, and it's like got a puffy cover, and I love it. But it really just depends on their personal style and if they're in the broom closet or not. But you guys, so useful as a gift and so pretty most of the time.
Indeed. The next one on our list is to get them their birth charts, which we love. I love astrology. I love birth charts. And there are lots of free websites and free apps where you can look up your birth chart. But there are also, especially on Etsy, places that will offer the birth chart. They will do the reading, and then you get the printed version. That's like really pretty. It's on nice paper. You can get it digitally and then print it however you want, but they also have options on Etsy where they will send it to you.
I've seen a couple of ones made into wall hangings of birth charts, so the people that live there, and you guys, they look phenomenal. Like some of these are so elaborate and gorgeous. It's definitely a work of art.
You have a wish that also loves astrology and is super into her birth chart or something like that. It's a great gift idea to get that and frame it or find a pretty way to hang it for them so that it can be like part of their decor. I think it's a fun idea.
Yeah, the ones I've seen, it's a couple, and they both have them, and it's like on either side of their bed, and it just looks like artwork until you get close and you notice what it is, but it's so pretty.
The next one on our list is a Himalayan salt lamp. And you've probably seen these. They have them
everywhere.
Yeah, they have them everywhere, but they have them on Amazon for relatively inexpensive.
You can get them at Bed Bath & Beyond. You can get them at the grocery store. You can get them.
Yeah, and they're really pretty. So they have a means inside of lighting them. There are different options for this. So you can just plug it in, and they look beautiful, first of all, as decor. They're like great altar decorations and stuff. But Himalayan salt also has a lot of health properties and benefits. Salt in general, we've talked about salt. I think we're going to have an episode just on salt coming in the future because it's so useful in witchcraft. But Himalayan salt is one that has a lot of health benefits. So just being in the room with it, but also when it's lit and it's heating, a lot of people use Himalayan salt to infuse into their food and things like that. So the lamp is not only pretty, but functional.
And I can never talk enough about allergies, apparently. It is really good for people that have environmental allergies. It will actually help clean the air. So I have one, obviously.
It does. So we'll definitely link some options for that.
Yeah, we should definitely do just a salt episode because, guys, so nice. Does everything.
It really does. And there's so many different, black salt and red salt and sea salt, dead sea salt. There's all kinds of things. So maybe we should do an episode. And the last thing that we have on our list is to get them a Witchy 2021 calendar, which there are a wide variety that you can get. So you can get something as simple as a wall calendar that has, each of the 12 months, and it's just got a witchy picture associated, all the way up to a complete planner that has all of the moon phases and planet retrogrades and everything else. We have the option for that too, that we will link, and everything in between. So they have the almanac that Tara talked about, It's in like book form, and they have lots of different just like big and small planners to use to, you know, track your days and everything, but have all of that witchy information in there already. And just different levels of how much information they include, but they're incredibly helpful. And you can find ones that, you know, are more associated with the moon phases and ones that are more associated with the Sabbats and things like that. So wide variety. We love witchy calendars.
Love, love, love them. Also, because we're obsessed with Etsy, and if they already have a calendar that they're loving and using, there are tons of calendar or planner, whatever you want to call them, stickers for all the different moon phases, the different names of the full moons throughout the year. So I get those and I always add them to my planners. They're amazing, guys. The witch holidays, Sabbats, moon phases. Yes, it takes a lot of time. And if they have a bound planner, be careful how many you get. It can make your planner really huge and hard to close.
Yeah, ask her how she knows.
It only exploded a little bit and it wouldn't close all the way.
She was only in like January.
Well, it worked out because this year I ended up throwing out that planner anyway because everything went to crap. But yeah, I definitely didn't make it through the year because I had so many stickers in the first few months the planner wouldn't close.
I think that is everything that is on our list to share. But if you have any other ideas, or if you know of a company or small business, witchcraft related, that you want to let us know about or let other listeners know about, we'll definitely get that blog post up so you can leave that in the comments. Even if it's your own business, we are all about supporting you guys too. So we know we have a lot of listeners that sell, you know, witchcraft related products of some sort. So if you want to come on either Instagram or our website, witchwednesdays.com, you can go ahead and leave your link too, because I know that we are all looking for gift ideas this time of year. Yeah, unless you're like me and I've already had my shopping done for like 6 months. So
yeah, that's not me, guys. I bought one Christmas gift and then I decided I really liked it, so I kept it. So I'm at 0.
I have a gift closet, and I think I've been done with everybody since like Christmas last year. We go to like after Christmas sales, and I like bought everything, and it's been sitting in the closet for a year. So yeah, that's who I am as a person. What can I say?
No matter what type of gift giver or buyer you are, now is a good time to at least start thinking about gifts for the coming year or gifts for this year if you haven't got them yet, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, so we have lots of links that we're going to be sharing. So definitely go check those out if you're interested in anything in particular that we talked about today. So it's going to be as long of a blog post as it has been an episode, which is like 45 plus minutes at this point. So we are gonna be done. That's it. Okay. Signing off.
Signing off. 10-4.
Signing off for Witch Gift Ideas. We won't keep you any longer, but we will be back and see you next week.
Thanks for listening to Witch Wednesdays with Steph and Tara. Love our content? Consider donating at anchor.fm/witch-wednesdays to help keep our podcast up and running. Please leave us a voicemail on that same site if you have any questions or comments, and follow us on Instagram at Witch Wednesdays Podcast.